And I have things that I've accomplished but I want to build on, such as my website. And that leads me into this convo, which is really just going to be about, the story of Top 5 Rap Website. So, Top 5 Rap Website was really started in high school. But really, I've always been into music. So, quarantine, I'm really rough. So, bear with me, man. We don't have our lineups. We not really, you know what I mean? But I've always really been into music. It's always been an escape. My family's into music. My dad is into music. My dad is heavy into hip hop. Probably one of the big reasons I listen to so much hip hop. My mom is heavily into hip hop and R&B and soul. I got all my Erykah Badu, all my Jill Scott. Love you, mom. Love you, dad. My mom, I remember seeing the Nas Stillmatic album. My mom had it. She owned the Blueprint along with Michael Jackson, India Aries, the Jill Scott Volume 1s, all that, you know what I'm saying? So, when you think Black Mom, that was my mom. And my dad, more West Coast gangster rap, but also balanced rap. So also, things like Public Enemy, things like Lauryn Hill, this and that, as well as other people that you may not even expect to influence you musically, like my auntie. She would come over on the weekends, and when I was an adolescent, junior high school, she'd give me mixtapes. So this is like kind of the end of the mixtape era, way before streaming, before digital downloads. She would come over and she'll give me the old, the new mixtapes that'll be coming out. So like the Gucci Manes, the Games, the Dipsets. So I listened to a lot of music that way. Nicki Minaj, Drake. She'll load my iPod up. So when iPods first came out, and it was kind of still, a little technologically fuzzy, she knew how to load the iPod up, download the music, load the iPod into it. So she would give me albums, whenever I go over her house. And I remember in 7th grade, I had an iPod Shuffle, and I only had like 3 albums on that iPod Shuffle. Kanye West Graduation, T.I. versus T.I.P., and Jay-Z American Gangster. And to this day, I know those albums back to front. So, a lot of different factors. My older sister, she listened to a lot of Green Day. She had her punk rock phase, during the TRL, Carson Daly era. So just a lot of different influences. And I think as a result of that, you have, you obviously take on a hobby yourself. So there's a lot of different times where you may change hobbies, you may have different things that you're into. And I definitely had that. I was into sports, I was into certain things, but music was always a consistent thing that I was into. My grandma was a huge record collector, huge soul. She was into the black music of her era, which was soul music, R&B, Roberta Flack, Donny Hathaway, Al Green, Marvin Gaye, with a huge record collector, so like a real music head like me. And I have some of those records still. I have some of my dad's old cassettes, and my mom's CDs. We lived in the bad parts of LA, so they were theft. So yeah, man, Top 5 Rap Website. I did, over time, I just always stayed into music. And in high school, I think was, when I really started to lean into it. So high school, I graduated high school, and in my yearbook, and if I have my yearbook, I'll post a picture right here. You can see in my yearbook, I was known for putting people on music. My friend Ruby G, who is a on-air radio personality, she's doing it real big in music right now. We used to have all types of music conversations, music like Currency, but this is like 2010, 2011, Currency, Frank Ocean, when all those guys were first coming out, Kendrick. And she was really into music too. Her brother's really into music, so everyone has someone that helps them get into it. And I was a guy in high school that if you weren't into music, or if you were only partially into it, you have a conversation with me, I'm gonna put you on some good music. I'm gonna put you on the new shit. I was putting people on TDE, Kendrick, and there was just one economic class that I had. I took AP classes all high school, but my senior year, I ended up taking like my damn near first non-AP, non-honors class, and it was just a regular ass econ class, easy class. And the teachers were a lot more lax, so they let us talk in class all the time. And I had my homie Aaron in the class, and I had my homie Clayton in the class. Shout out to the homie Greg. We went to junior high school together. He ended up going to the same high school as me. But anyways, Aaron and Clayton, we would always have these music convos in class. So, obviously you're not paying that much attention. Yeah, we would always just talk about the new music that was coming out. And this is like the DatPiff era. This is before streaming. This is when you would still go on iTunes and download albums. This is when you would still, you know, go on 2dopeboys.com, go on Now Right, go on Ill Roots, and find new music. So it was just a lot of places to find new music, and there was a lot of new music coming out. So there was a lot to discuss every day. And I would have things I would want to share with them, but I would maybe forget, you know, before I got to the class. So I'm like, okay, let me go on WordPress and create a site to where I can tell them, or I'm gonna upload the site and I can come into class and be like, yo, you heard that new track? No, it's on the site, it's on the page. Go look at it when you get a chance. So it's more like centralized information. So that's what I started doing. And the original name of Top 5 Rap website is lboombip.wordpress.com. If you type that into your URL right now, your browser, it's going to redirect you to Top 5 Rap website. I still own that wordpress.com URL. That was the first name. And as I think about it, it's kind of strange because lboombip, you might think, what is that? If you go on my Twitter right now, that's where I field emails. My email is still lboombip@gmail.com. But it's like, what is lboombip? And that's actually I wanted it to be called theboombip.com. That was originally, that's the name for Top 5 Rap website, The Boom Bip. It's from the Tribe Called Quest song, I believe Push It Along. The boom bip, the boom bip, something with the quick trip. It's from a Tribe Called Quest song. And what's funny is my current logo for Top 5 Rap website is also from a Tribe Called Quest album. It's from the Low End Theory. So it's just, you know, it's just strange how I just keep taking Tribe. I wasn't even a huge Tribe. I'm a Tribe fan now, but I didn't like grow up a huge Tribe fan. We didn't grow up listening to that that often. So it's just, I just recognize the name, and now the logo is influenced by Tribe. So yeah, shout out to Tribe, Fife, Ali Shaheed, Q-Tip, Jerobi. But yeah, I wanted a central place where I could upload music and share other things like articles and just have my opinion on things. If they would ask me, what do I think? You know, I'm in you know, my econ class. They ask me, what did I think of this album or that album? I'd be like, boom, I'll post a review. So I remember Talib Kweli, Gutter Rainbows dropped, you know, that album, and I had a review up for it, you know, on lboombip.wordpress.com. And I think if you go on Top 5 Rap website right now and you search Gutter Rainbows, that original review that I wrote in high school is going to pop up. You know, so that's initially, you know, why I started it. And it, you know, it's a very honest, very natural, very organic way to start something. I was just kind of known as the music guy, you know, in high school. Also, smile guy, best smile. So, you know, shout out to the class, shout out to everyone who voted for me. But yeah, so that was that. And then I ended up going to college. I went to UCR all 4 years. And during that time, you know, I got involved with other things, fraternities, organizations, real part-time jobs, and doing all this with part-time jobs. So I really didn't have too much time for it, for the website. But what I did post every so often, like maybe every other week or something like that. But it wasn't consistent and it wasn't as passionate as before. So from about 2011, from 2012 to like 2015, there was no posts on lboombip.wordpress.com or Top 5 Rap website. It was no posts. So I kind of let it die, you know, in lieu of college, like thinking, which in hindsight was a horrible mistake. I should have never let my website die. And also, I didn't post on the website, and I also wasn't active on social media. So I was early on Twitter. Like early when I was 14, 15, when Twitter first came out. And I was very active from about 2009 to about 2012. But again, during that 2013, 2015, thick of college, I just wasn't active. And Twitter grew a lot during that time. Like I came back to Twitter and you were able to post photos directly on the timeline. It was no more TwitPic. You were able to post videos. And again, I'm sorry for this wind, you guys. Next video you see, next vlog, we're gonna have our lavalier mics with the wind protector. So like I said, if you didn't see the other video about the investments we just made in Top 5 Rap website, take a look. These videos are only gonna get better and better. New audio, new editing software, Final Cut Pro, this and that. So yeah, I stopped doing a website, you know, for the X amount of years, which was a terrible idea. And then I ended up going to grad school, getting a business degree. And then at the end of I would say, I listened to new music during this whole time. It's not like I wasn't listening to new music. I just wasn't as on it as I was before. And I definitely wasn't posting it, and I wasn't talking about it really with anyone or on Twitter. I was maybe still on message forums, IGN, Hip Hop Board. But you know, 2016 came, And as my business degree is ending, you know, I'm slowly getting back into obsessively watching music. I also think a reason or a factor that played a part in me taking a break, you know, during the college years, I didn't really like the music, the hip hop music that came out from about 2013 to 2014. Those 2 years, very weak years for me. With 2015, 2016, I started getting more back into it. So I think the first article that I posted that got me back, my return article, the top 5 rap website, was a Tory Lanez review. I told you. How fitting. That was a return into the hiatus for top 5 rap website. Go to my archives, all 10 years are there. And we returned in 2016. And when I returned, I said, okay, now I'm gonna build a YouTube channel. Because I had reviews and some of my videos got love. If you go on top 5 rap website YouTube, it's still the same YouTube as it was when it was at boombip.wordpress.com. You'll see certain reviews. I did a Watch the Throne review when it first came out, Elzhi Illmatic review, and I got love from Elzhi. Elzhi actually showed love on that video, so and on social media. So shout out to Elzhi, real nigga shit. So. But you know, on the comeback, you know, the second time around, 2016, when I brought the website back, I said, okay, I want to bring back video content because that's what's going on right now. I went and I observed what's happening on social media. It's no more just about blogs and just posting songs and getting traffic driven to your site like that. You got to have some video content. So for me, that was real tough for me because I wasn't really a fan, and still not, of being on video. Like, that was tough for me to adjust to. So if you go on the top 5 rap website, YouTube, you can still see my early videos. I'm gonna keep them up. I love going on channels like Rich Rebuild. Shout out to Rich Rebuilds. Like Marquise Brownlee. Shout out to Marquise or Marquez, he says. I think that's how you pronounce it, Brownlee. Needle Drop, going to their very earliest videos and just looking. Because that gave me confidence very early on when I felt like my videos were shit. And I still feel like my videos were shit. That's why I just made all these investments in editing software and audio and new camera, new lenses. We're trying to get it up, but you can see where people start, and you can see even though they started like that, they still made it to where they were. They still built the fan base that they had based on what they had. I love going back and seeing those early videos. If you go back and look at my early videos, you'll see that I'm not in a lot of those videos. It's moving images and it's texts, and it's like that for a lot of videos. Even one of my most popular videos, which is DJ Vlad, a Culture Vulture video. I'm not featured in that video, and that was even before I came up with the name Top 5 Rap Website. I just put anything on that. I called it Troy Media because I thought it was gonna be Troy Media. I'm Troy, this is my media channel. I didn't know what the idea was gonna be. So I went through that phase, but that helped me, you know, really think of what I wanted to do with the website. You know, so 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, those really not 2016 because I didn't really open the website back up until like the end of 2016, like August. That's when I wrote my return article, my return review to Tory Lanez. So 2017, 2018, 2019, all grind, bro. All grind, bro. It took so